I am Mike Cartel. I'm the host of El Sabor Latin Music Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been telling you for a long time already, I've been wanting to incorporate interviews in the podcast. So thankfully, I have somebody. I kidnapped her. I'm just kidding. She's at home, but she's an artist. Her name's Gabby B. And without further ado, Gabby, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners out there?
Hi, I'm Gabby B. I'm a Brazilian pop artist based in Miami, and I'm really excited to be here.
Thanks, Chick. Thanks, Gabby. Appreciate you being here. And one of the reasons why you're here is because I'm featuring your song Licorice on my top five Dembow this month. So thank you for that. Appreciate
Thank
that. Yeah, thank you. And also for all the other DJs out there listening, you can find Gabby B's music on Spotify. And you can also reach out to Gabby B on Instagram to get you that MP3. Because you don't want to download that off of YouTube. It doesn't sound too good, okay? Make sure you get that high
you.
quality file. So, yeah, Gabby, why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself? I understand you got a musical background, your family in Brazil and stuff. And so, how did you get involved in all this stuff?
So growing up, my mom was a samba dancer and a singer, and she did a bunch of different Brazilian dance gigs. And my dad, he's a master at capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial arts, and he does a lot of gigs and teaches classes and everything. So I grew up with both like entertainers, teachers that just lived in that world, the Brazilian world. I grew up in France, but I was born in Brazil. I grew up in France.
Wow.
So my whole life in France was still like the samba and the capoeira, and it was always like, okay, they have to go here, they have to go there, and my parents would never leave me with babysitters, so I would always be with them no matter what. So like, I'm a very visual person, so like growing up just seeing them doing all of that, it really inspired me to be in the entertainment industry also. And I didn't know like what space I wanted to be. I just knew I wanted to be everything. Everything that's in art. I just loved it. I used to draw a lot, so that drawing became, my voice and my body, dancing and singing. Because I don't practice drawing anymore, but like I just loved the art, and then I got into it when I turned like 18. I did some covers, and then my family that I consider my family, they're also my team. They helped me out a lot throughout my life, in my career. And then yeah, I started doing some songs, and then we're here, and then like things happen, a lot of things
Yeah.
happen, and been
Three,
great.
300,000 people later, here you are. Wow. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You did definitely
Well,
got a
just on
following.
Instagram,
Just on
but
Instagram. Yeah, on
like
Spotify, you got what,
yeah.
quarter of a million follow listening to you every month, right?
Yeah, and on TikTok I got 3.7 million. And I got other places that I've got over like almost a million. So it's like a bunch of different areas that I'm so proud of, like going, working so hard to get there. So like, yeah, it's great.
Well, you say I was listening to your music. I listened to everything you had there. And you're kind of like you say, you're kind of a little bit everything, right? I heard some
Mhm.
reggaeton, the dembow. That's what I love dembow right now. That's my thing. So that really caught my ear. But you have some other songs out there too, No Letting Go. And that sounds kind of like Latin pop. Am I wrong? I'm trying to figure out what Latin pop is because it sounds like there's so much like sounds going into that. But what would you call that for that
Yeah,
song?
there's definitely a lot of genres. Licorice specifically, it's like a Brazilian funk. It's like a genre that a lot of Americans don't know yet, but Anita, I don't know if you know Anita,
Yeah.
she's like really like doing her thing and
Oh yeah.
getting funk out there. So I'm really happy about that. Because it's kind of like our cultural sound. And that's where the inspiration for Licorice came about. But I've been doing different types of Latin pop, like yeah, like the reggaeton and also the funk. And but like funk is like a Latin pop, but it's like a different type of Latin pop, but it's
Yeah.
still in the same area. So
Those
so it all comes
drums.
back to the same thing.
Yeah, I love
And
those drums.
I love Dembow because it sounds so much like funk. Like it's like so fast and everything. So I really enjoy it.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. To me, it kind of sounds very similar, the drum patterns and stuff. And Dembo
Yeah.
is just going so out there with the sound right now. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I can't define it. I'm like, what is this? I don't know. And I love Brazilian funk too. But again, I'm like, is that Dembow? Is that Brazilian funk? So for
Yeah.
me, when I heard
Yeah.
Licorice, it kind of just rung the bell of Dembow,
Oh,
and
that's great.
I love that sound because there's other Dembow songs that just uses Brazilian funk beats too. So it's kind of like all meshing together. And
They mix, yeah. Right now, I feel like they all kind of mix together. Like
yeah,
everyone's kind of doing this thing that they're putting different languages in one song, and it's becoming like a huge popular thing now. And I think that's wonderful because, we're the whole world is not just English. It's not just, a specific language. There's languages everywhere. There's a bunch of different countries, and it's great to include, different parts of it. And especially if the person's from there, like Tyla. She's from South Africa. Like,
yeah.
I thought that was great that she incorporated her cultural elements and then made it pop and then in English for the Americans to love it. And it's really great.
I love it too because when you said Tyla, that was the first time I was introduced to Afro beats and I'm a piano. I'm like, what is this?
Really?
Yeah, so that one song, Water,
Wow.
and from
Yeah.
that, I was like, oh my God, I got to find out everything else from this genre. 'Cause I
Yeah.
love new music. That's why I love Latin pop and what you're doing. How you just bring
Thank
in Brazilian funk. I hear a little bit of 80s sound too in the Letting Go on the pre-chorus. Is that four on the floor
you.
beat? Is it no
Oh,
letting? Nothing to
you
me.
mean the
I'm sorry.
nothing to me?
Nothing to me. My bad.
uh,
Nothing to me. Sorry about that.
uh,
But yeah,
that's all
nothing to
right.
me. Yeah, I
You
hear
hear what? The
to me it
80s?
sounds like a little bit of 80s sound on that pre-chorus.
Ah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
I'm an
the
old
beat,
fogey, so I go way back in my
right?
Wikipedia.
That beat is a funk beat, but it's from like early 2000s, and it actually came back last year. And people started after this one song, Tauke, like was released and stuff, it blew up, and then Carol G got on it on the remix, and then like it became like a huge beat again. And I'm like, oh my God, early 2000, that was my time, like, when I
Growing up
was
right now.
born. That's the type of beat that I used to listen to as a baby. So like I had to do one the same kind of beat and incorporate it into my song. So I love it.
Yeah, and you were saying too that I was gonna ask you, you speak three languages, or you should say you live in France.
Yeah.
So you speak four or what? What's going on? How many languages you speak?
I speak officially, like fluently, three languages: English, French, and Portuguese. Spanish is the next one I'm getting to. Spanish and Italian, actually. Like I'm trying to learn both at the moment
And
because they're like Latin, so they're gonna be a little more easier for me to grasp onto.
is that part of your strategy for like marketing and getting yourself out there? Like, what's your
Yes.
I'll say like what are you trying to hit like really as far as your main goal for like music genres and stuff like that?
Well, I want to hit like a little bit of everywhere. Right now, obviously, I'm Latina. I'm a different type of Latina, but I'm still Latina, and I live in Miami. And Miami's all about the reggaeton, the Latin vibe. So that's why I'm getting into that. I'm learning a lot about that culture, and then just being like appreciative of it. And I'm mostly like a cultural person because I lived like everywhere.
Yeah.
And like France, Canada, Massachusetts, Brazil, it's been like so many different areas. And I've had a lot of friends from different countries like Russia, Morocco. Like it's so many different cultural things like that I know because I've been around that like my whole life, different types of people. So like my sound specifically is like a cultural, worldly sound, and that's kind of like what I want to what is me. And but like the bass line would be Latin. So yeah, and pop.
I hear you. It's what I love about Bad Bunny. I know he
Yeah.
gets a lot of flack because he's kind of everywhere in his music, but I think that's what makes his music so appealing.
Mm,
Not just him as an artist, but you hear the merengue, the bachata, the
mm.
dembow, the Latin trap, all that stuff. So I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
think that's the future.
yeah, for sure. I also love El Alfa. He's great.
All right, yeah, the
He's
king of
funny.
dembow. He's the king of dembow, right?
Yeah,
Every time I DJ, I gotta play
yeah,
4K. Every single time
yeah.
I DJ, I gotta play that along with four other five songs on El Alfa. I just go off on El Alfa. Yeah.
Mm.
Speaking of which, let
I
me
was
ask
actually at a
yeah, go ahead.
oh I was just gonna say, like, I was actually at a club, and he happened to be there performing.
Shut up.
And then I was like, oh my God, okay, El Alfa. And then he started talking. I was not expecting him to talk the same way he sings, which
Get
made
out.
me like be
I didn't
like,
know that.
oh my gosh. So he doesn't just sing like that. He like
No,
literally talks like that too. It
like
was crazy.
I
But
probably wouldn't even understand them.
yeah,
'Cause I swear I
I
got to
can
go to
understand.
Google Translate where I'm like, what? Over here playing something, I don't know
Yeah.
what he's saying. So let
Yeah,
me ask you
literally.
something. If you could do a collab with any artist out there right now, who would you want to collab with?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a tough question to be like only one because I have multiple
Okay, give me
people
two.
like in different areas that I'm just like, oh, I would love to do this with this. Yeah, like in the Latin area, Mariah Angelique, Carol G. I mean, I can't go wrong with her.
Can't go wrong with that.
She's great. Uh, let me think. I mean, I always think about the girls. I never usually think about the guys, but the guys would be dope too, you know. But like
Hey.
I always think like super big and I'm just like, oh shoot. But like in the Brazilian side, I've got people that I would love to collab, like Polka, Lesha, Anita, of course, and Ludmilla. And yeah,
Yeah,
those
right
are
on.
the people that I'm like really wanting to.
Well, you don't got to apologize for just speaking about women because they are underrepresented in Latin music, as far as like what's coming up, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, I
not
would love to
easy.
collab with guys too. I just always think about women. Like if I think about,
Mhm.
oh, one day I'm gonna have a baby, I always think about a girl's name. I mean, it's normal because I'm a girl. I'm very girly.
Well, what do you think
But
about that? About, empowering women and how what's your role in all that? How do you feel about, the young ladies
oh,
out there looking up to you and wondering, how do you do it and stuff like that?
I'm all about that. Obviously, I'm not like against guys. I'm not that type of
Good.
person.
You're
There's some
here.
some of them that are like, oh, bad boo man. No, I've been through stuff and I'm kind of a stubborn person because yeah, of my personality. I just like what I like and like, I've been bullied, so
Oh,
that also makes me a little like wanting to be rebellious and wanting to be like, no, like women should get the same equal and whatever. Like I'm very big on women empowerment. I love writing about songs like that because there's a lot of times where like we're like, oh, like sometimes guys could be like, oh, like I only care if you can cook. Like ignorant things like that,
oh
like
yeah. I got friends like
like
that. I
very
know. I
50s.
know. I try to tell them.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
that makes me a little like pissed off and I'm just like, no, we don't need to do that. But like I just love seeing women, go up because there was a time in life where they couldn't vote and they didn't have the equal rights to as men, a lot more. So we've came a long way. So I'm proud of my women.
Right. And you're touching upon I was looking through your Instagram and stuff, and you're touching upon mental health. And it is Mental Health Awareness Month for men. And I know you're a female, of course, but I appreciate you talking about it, because it's just tough to talk about in general.
Yeah.
And when it's coming from another woman, from a woman and whatnot, it kind of makes it easier for guys to kind of open up about that stuff,
Yeah, that's
especially from
great.
our partner.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with stress and stuff like that, especially releasing music or how do you deal with people like saying negative comments on Instagram, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, when I like on TikTok, like obviously it's like the video blows up and a lot of haters come in, but really, since I was bullied like a lot of times in school, I kind of like grew stronger from that, and like the comments is not as effective to me personally as like what I've been through in school, which was way worse. And like again, these people don't really know you. So you got to think about it like this. They don't know you. They only see one video and sometimes it's like a stupid video that you're just like doing it because why not? Because it's TikTok. And then suddenly like everyone thinks they know you. It's more like that or like fake rumors. I've had a bunch of fake rumors and it's like you know what? It's like I'm too busy to be looking through my comments like that. But you gotta always like have people that love you around you, you know, because that's important. Like for you not to feel lonely and stuff. Sometimes I feel lonely. I take meds for anxiety and depression. That helps. And like showering also helps me a lot because I love showering.
Kind of snaps
I
you
shower
out of it
3 times
if
a
you're like in a
day.
little
That's
funk and
like my
stuff.
time of, you
Hmm.
know.
Right on.
Yeah, um like, you know, just I mean, there's times where like I overstress myself and I kind of like start crying and I'm just like bursting out. Obviously
Don't we
that's gonna
all?
happen. Normal. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
life's stressful,
normal.
right? Mm. It's a
And
roller
like for
coaster.
the man awareness, I have a lot of guy friends, and a lot of times like some of my guy friends are like, "Oh, I can't cry about this," or
Right.
you know, like kind of like trying to be a man, and I'm just like, you don't have to. Like you know, everyone I know like as a girl, we have more feelings, but you guys have feelings too, and I know you guys just hide it in yourself, but you don't have to be that way. Like, I mean, as far
Yeah.
as me, I'm not gonna judge you. Like, you know, everyone goes through stuff, and I think it's just important for you to, you know, take care of yourself and don't always think, oh, like I gotta be a man about this. Like, no,
Right.
there's time that you can just be, you know, down and be yourself. Like, don't have to
Not a
stress so
man.
much.
Not kidding.
It's a new
Still,
generation.
yeah, for sure. You know, and I'll tell you, guys, we men cry. We cry. We'll lie to you and say we don't cry, but we cry. We just go off into the middle
Yeah.
of the night in the corner somewhere, and where we no one sees us, and we break down. But yeah, I mean, and it's tough because it's hard for us to talk with our guy friends, especially in the Latino community, or in Los Angeles here, it's a lot of machismo,
Hmm.
But now that I am getting older, I like I take medication. It's not prescribed. I do a little marijuana, so that helps me.
Oh,
Brings my anxiety down and stuff. I'm not smoking to the point where I'm high as hell, and I can't function. That's not good. And I want to tell people that. And it's also not for everybody, because at first I was like, this is the best thing
yeah.
ever. Oh my God, you got to try it. And then people have panic attacks. They get, it's not for everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's very important. And I do appreciate you talking about that because the more of us talking about it, we normalize it, And I'll
Yeah.
be honest, I go see a therapist once a week and I let it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cry,
Great.
sometimes I don't cry. It depends how I'm feeling. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
for
it's the
sure.
best thing ever, because when I talk to my friends, they're biased and they always want to try to make me feel better or whatnot. But when you talk to a therapist or someone just um like, yeah, it's okay not to be okay, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But I can understand as an artist, it's tough. And let me ask you something. What are your big goals for this year? What's your plans?
Um, well, I'm hoping, oh, hold on. I got a blank. Oh, okay. My goals. Oh, I have so many goals. I'm trying to
I saw you
remember.
performing at what was it, Wonderland?
Girls in Wonderland.
Girls in
Yes.
Wonderland. That would look like
Yeah.
that was an awesome performance, by the way. Whoa. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. No, oh yeah, one of my like because I have big goals and I have like you know, like short-term goals.
What did you say?
Um
Short-term goal.
Yeah, one of my short-term goal is to get more collabs in the Latin world. Because I have some collabs in the American world, and right now I wanna like I'm working on some, but
Ooh,
I'm that's my goal for like the end of the year or like the next year or something to get some collabs going. And yeah, I mean, like, there's just a lot of things that I want to do. I'm a big dreamer, so so that's like one of my like short-term goal. But I have like a bunch of big-term goals that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of like in Disney World right now.
yeah. Well, that many followers, I get it. It's like what to do next and stuff. Like, have you been
Yeah.
has any brands been pushing up on you or anything like that? Like anything going on
Oh
with that?
yeah, that's also another thing that I that's like a more collab not collabs, more brands that I want to work with, brand deals and stuff like that for sure. That's like another thing that I'm wanting to do.
Right on. Well, sounds like you got big things going on and stuff, and I'm real happy for you because
Thank-
yeah, I mean, I know you're gonna be blowing up. You're already blowing up with your 250,000 followers. You get 3 million followers on TikTok. Spotify, you're hot there. Licorice is hot. I love that record. I will be playing that in every set. And I'll also
Thank
be adding
you.
your other songs too. Let me ask you something. What's your do you have another song coming down the pipeline with your next big single or something?
Oh yeah. I've been releasing like every month lately. Some is like just more of there won't be like a music video for it, but it's still there. That like I want to release and stuff. The next one's gonna be a more Portuguese song, like a pop vibe. It's called Vibe na Batida. Means like the vibe of the beat. It's very weird when I say it in English.
Sounds like a
But
good name for an
in
album.
Portuguese it makes more sense.
I like it.
But then like there's a like I've been working on Brazilian records and Latin records, and they're gonna be really, really like fire. Like I'm really loving how it's sounding. So there's a lot of great songs that I'm working on that like I'm gonna be excited about saying more about it.
I'm looking forward to it. You got to bring more of that Brazilian funk. We need more of that. We don't
Thank
have
you.
enough. Yeah, don't we don't
Yeah,
have enough. And
yeah.
yeah, we just ended on this something like kind of fun and stuff. So I was asking, what's on your playlist right now? What do you listen to when you go out with the girl, before you hit the club, you know? Do you
Oh
listen to your
my
own
God.
music? I'll be honest, I sometimes listen to my own DJ mixes to get me hyped up, you know. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
What do you like to listen to
Um
when you go hyped up with the girls?
Oh, I listen to like everything, but like I mostly listen to funk, Brazilian funk songs. Sometimes I listen to funketon. Funketon is
Ooh,
literally
what's that?
like a reggaeton mixed with funk
Oh
and
shit.
like Spanish mixed with Portuguese. Like there is that genre. It's not that big yet, but it's like a genre that I love so much. There's this song called No Se Ve by Amelia, and Ludmilla is featuring on it. Amelia's like I think she's Argentinian, I believe. And then Ludmilla is Brazilian, and then that's like a funketon kind of record, kind of ish. And it's just like so amazing to just see like more of that. Anita's been doing a lot of that too, like mixing up the funk and the reggaeton together. So it's been really like it's like a genre that I love listening to also. I listen to a lot of Britney Spears still till this day,
Me
like her
too.
early 2000s vibe. I love
Doesn't
Britney
get old.
Spears. I love Britney Spears. I also listen to, well, I mean, not with the girls, but I mean, sometimes with the girls, like Disney music, like, because, we
Before you're
all
gonna go
grew,
get hyped in the club, you put on some
yeah,
Frozen or
like we
what?
all, well, we all used to, watch Hannah Montana. So, like, we
Okay.
always, like,
Hannah
usually
Montana,
listen to
okay.
yeah. So like it's a mixture of things, honestly. Like I'm very mixed like with what I like to hear. Sometimes I pull in like a Cardi B like from time to time,
All
the
right.
WAP. I love that song.
Hell yeah,
So
me too. Yeah, especially when I'm about to walk in, I gotta throw that shit on. All right, Gabby. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. All right. I really appreciate you coming on and being my first guest on El Sabor
thank
Latin Music Podcast. Thank you so much.
thank you
You go.
so
You go
much.
fist bump through the screen there. But yeah, thank you so much. And is there anything else you want to leave the listeners with before we go?
Just to, check out my last single, Kama. It just came out like a month ago. So yeah, there's a music video on YouTube and it's on Spotify and all the platforms.
And thank you for saying that because that's going to be in my top 5 Latin pop for March 2024. So if you want to hear that, make sure you listen to that and it'll be in the mix for all you DJs out there so you know how to mix it up. All right. So thanks again, Gabby. I really appreciate you coming out and you have a nice day out there. All right. And by the way,
Thank you.
if you make a playlist on Spotify with your funkathon, you better send that to me. I need that. All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. You take care. Okay.
All right.